Hi, and welcome to the second section of this course, where it's all about traffic management and routing with Istio. In the first video, we have a look at controlling Ingress traffic. So let's get started. Let me briefly talk you through this video. First up, the prerequisites. I assume that you have a running Istio installation on your Kubernetes cluster. So make sure you followed the instructions from the first section. Also, make sure that you have labeled your namespace so that the Istio sidecar injection is working properly. First up, we will determine the external IP address of our Istio Ingress gateway. Next up, we will deploy a small sample application. Then we will configure the Ingress gateway for our sample application, and we create a Istio virtual service. And once we've done all that, we can have a look if everything's working. So let's do this. So you see here, this is the information from our Istio Ingress gateway. And what we're looking for is this IP address here. That's the external IP address. Enter our service mesh. So what we'll do now is we will export this IP address into an environment variable. So you see here, the Ingress host environment variable has the IP address of our Ingress gateway. Next up, we will deploy our sample application. So you see here, we create a Kubernetes service. We create a deployment for microservice in version 1. We create another deployment for version 2 and a console. We need this one later in the course. So let's check that everything's working. So you see here, not everything is running. Let's check again. We need to wait a little while so that everything's started up smoothly. The next thing we do is we create the Istio gateway and configure it and a so-called virtual service. So let's briefly have a look at those two files. So this here is the gateway definition. And if you have a look at this piece of YAML here, we configure the gateway and we say we want to use the default Istio Ingress gateway controller. And we configure a list of servers for the port 80 and the protocol HTTP. And we tell it to only accept connections and inbound connections that have the hello istio.cloud host header set. The virtual service then connects this Istio Ingress gateway to our microservices. So this is the kind virtual service. We specify the hosts it should accept from the following gateways, and we tell it that for HTTP we configure the following route, and we tell it to route all inbound traffic to the internal Kubernetes service hello Istio on port 8080. So let's apply those YAML files to our Kubernetes cluster. So the gateway first, we apply the gateway, and we apply the virtual service. Now with this configuration done, we should be able to already access our microservices. Let's see if that's working. Now what we say here is we say HTTP GET. We specify the Ingress host, so this is the external IP address of our Ingress gateway. We say API hello, and we need to remember that we need to set the specific host header we configured for the Ingress gateway. And you see, we land at the moment at version 2 of our microservice. If we issue the same command again, you see that we get version 1. Version 1 again, and maybe version 2 here again. And the reason being is we did not specifically configure the actual routes to our microservices. We do this in the following videos. So if we issue a watch command, you see that the version is alternating between version 1 and version 2. And this is the default behavior if you do not specifically configure the virtual service.